Starting off with linear standard form, once again, this here would be considered the standard form of linear equations, where we have an a of x plus by equal to c. In this case, we're actually going to go ahead and be graphing equations in standard form. So goal in this case is, there's two ways to approach this. You could actually rewrite this as a slope-intercept form, which is the other form we're looking at. Or you could identify your X-intercept and your Y-intercept. And in order for us to actually identify X-intercept or Y-intercept, we actually have to make the opposite equal to 0. So if I want to find my X-intercept, I actually have to make Y equal to 0. If I want to solve for the Y-intercept, I have to make X equal to 0 and obviously solve for the variable. So let's go ahead and check that out. So starting off in this case as example 1, what is the X-intercept and Y-intercept of the line? I have a 5x minus a 2y equal to 10. So in this case, our goal is to find the X-intercept and the Y-intercept. So starting off with the X-intercept, once again, if we want to find the X-intercept, we have to make y equal to 0. And that's, once again, if you were to graph this here, your X-intercept is going to be on the x-axis. And in this case, any point in our x-axis, y is always equal to 0. As well as any point on the y-axis, x is always equal to 0. Okay? So in this case, I have a 5x minus 2 times 0 equal to 10. In this case, 2 times 0 is 0. We're just left with the 5x equals 10. And since we're solving for x here, we're going to go ahead and divide it by 5 on both sides. And x in this case equals 2. So our x-intercept is at the point 2, 0. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with our y-intercept. Once again, you want to solve for the y-intercept. You have to make x equal to 0. So then that would be 5 times 0 minus 2y equals 10. 5 times 0 is 0. Bring down the negative 2y equal to 10 divided by a negative 2. And y in this case equals a negative 5. Equals a negative 5. So in this case, our y-intercept is at the point 0, negative 5. So if we were to graph this equation on a graph here, let me actually just move this a bit to the side, and I'll go ahead and graph it here. So let's say I build a graph here. Alright. And look something like that. This is x, this is y. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. Negative 1, negative 2. All right. So let's go ahead and plot that. In this case, x-intercept is at the point 0, 2, which is here. Our y-intercept has negative 5, 0 here. And all we have to do is connect the line. And that's our graph. Right? So that's what we're looking at. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this next one, which in this case is converting to standard form. So in this case, if you do prefer working out equations in standard form, I do want to go ahead and rewrite the slope-intercept form in standard form. So standard form, once again, has both x and y on the same side. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move this negative 3 to the opposite and subtract 3 over 8 x on both sides. That cancels the one on the right hand side, leaving me with a negative 3 over 8 x plus y equal to a 5. Now, in this case, guys, when you are writing in standard form or just in more specifically in standard form, they don't like fractions. So we actually want to go ahead and get rid of the fraction. If we want to go ahead and get rid of the fraction, you're actually going to multiply everything, each term, by your denominator. So denominator in this case is 8. So multiply this by 8, this by 8, and that by 8. So in this case, that would actually cancel the 8's and leave me with the negative 3x plus 8y equals 40. And then from there, we could just solve for the x and y-intercept. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at our slope-intercept form here, slope-intercept form. In this case, guys, once again, with slope-intercept form, we're actually a bit more familiar with this one. M, in this case, for us is going to be representing our slope. B, in this case, is going to represent our y-intercept. So once again, it's slope-intercept form because you're given the slope and the intercept of the equation here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. And once again, guys, before I move on, slope in this case does represent rise over run. So it's how much we go up or down, and how much we want run left or right. So let's take a look at this here, and we want to go ahead and graph the equation. So once again, 3 in this case, where the number in front of the x represents our slope, and the constant here, or the number that's by itself, represents our y-intercept. So if I were to graph this here, let's go ahead and create a graph. So -1, -2, and this is 1, 2, 4. All right, so y-intercept is the point 0, -1, and their slope in this case is 3, or 3 over 1. So let's go on to our y-intercept, which is the number I just plotted. And in this case, our slope is telling us to rise 3. So go up 3 and then run 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 1 to the right. And we have that. And let's go ahead and connect here. So one more time. And there we have it.